Yesterday, I went to the movies to watch In a Violent Nature. Originally, I wasn't sure if I was going to see it. I was reading a lot of reviews, and critics were saying that this movie was good. They were praising the movie, and right now on Rotten Tomatoes, it has an 80, 81, or 82%. But on the other hand, fans were saying that this movie was horrible and that it was a waste of time. So I said, you know what? I love scary movies. I love slashers, horror movies. Let me check this movie out. So a group of teenagers accidentally resurrect Johnny by taking a necklace from his gravesite. Johnny is the killer in this movie, and this movie is 94 minutes. So story-wise, there's nothing much to the story. This guy, Johnny, he's going around killing people. Pretty much that's what he is doing. Like I said, story plot, nothing special. The movie is shot from the killer's perspective. So this guy, this killer, Mr. Johnny, we see him in the woods walking up to people, walking up to homes, and there's several scenes where he's just in the forest and he's walking. And you see that he's maybe a half a mile away from the house, and you're thinking, okay, all right, they're going to speed this up a little. No, that half a mile actually feels like a half a mile. And it's like, okay, we get the point. So this movie, like when they say that this is a slow burn, because I've read this somewhere that someone was saying this is a slow burn. It's a slow burn in every sense of the word. This is just not my type of movie. I feel like the concept of seeing seeing it from the killer's perspective, okay, it's an interesting take, but the delivery was not there. The execution to me was just horrible, because movies are supposed to be entertaining, or you're supposed to get something out of them. This felt like a chore, and it just felt really tedious at times. And I'll tell you, the first 10 minutes of this movie, I was like, okay, what is going on? Is it going to be this slow the whole time? And it is. I thought about leaving the movie theater a couple of times. I was like, okay, maybe it would get better. Maybe it will get better. And it never did. Now, the kills in this movie is pretty cool, but they are disturbing. And a lot of people are talking about that yoga kill. That was pretty cool, but it was also disturbing. I had to turn away at times. I don't know. I just feel like this movie was a huge, I don't want to say letdown, but it's a horrible movie. It's really horrible. It's terrible. It's 90 minutes, 94 minutes. And you think about it, like, to me, a movie, if it's whatever, 30, 90 minutes, whatever, 94, 95 minutes or whatever, I'm like, okay, I like that. I like movies that are like around that time, that has that, movies who have that run time. But this movie, even though it's 94 minutes including credits, it feels like it's a lot longer. At the midway point, I was looking at my phone a couple of times, because I'm like, okay, when is this movie going to be over? Because overall, it's not really a good movie. And, just my opinion. Maybe other people will like it. Maybe other people will respect what they were trying to do. But the delivery to me wasn't anything special. It was just boring and, like I said, tedious at times. And just seeing someone walk in the forest. I mean, we can hear the birds chirping, crickets and other insects and animals in the woods or whatever. But I'm like, hey, to me, it doesn't really do anything to me, for me, I should say. But I feel like this was a missed opportunity. I feel like they could have done something really clever. Him Johnny, that is, walking in the woods and approaching his killers. I'm like, okay, let's speed this up a little. Let's speed this up. And the acting wasn't anything special. I mean, I wasn't watching this movie, for the acting. I was just watching this movie to be entertained, because sometimes, slashers, scary movies, it's a hit or a miss. And this was definitely a miss opportunity. And I will say this about it. One positive thing I will say about this movie: the style that they were going for, like that retro throwback feel, like to the 70s, 80s, that kind of vibe. When it comes to scary movies, horror movies, I thought it was good, and they delivered in that aspect of the movie. Also, the last 10 minutes of the movie was just ridiculous. It was just horrible and just a waste of time. There's a long monologue and you're waiting for something to happen and nothing happens. So don't waste your time. Just leave the movie theater. Thank me later. 2 out of 10 for me. Please let me know. Did you see the movie? What are your thoughts? Take care and have a good one.